evening, everybody. Welcome to our second meeting in May. First of all, we would like to begin by acknowledging that we are in Robinson Superior Treaty Territory and that the land on which we gather is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and the Métis. Can we have the approval of the agenda for tonight? I don't believe there's any additions. Any disclosures of interest? Seeing none, we have no delegations. So we'll start with minutes of the previous meetings. So resolution 108-22, moved by Councillor Stefuric, seconded by Councillor Sales, that the minutes of the Council and Committee of the Whole meeting held May 10th, 2022 be accepted as circulated. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Now, business arising from the minutes. Resolution 109-22, moved by Councillor Stefuric, seconded by Councillor McGrath. The Council accept the 2021-22 Drinking Water System Inspection Report as prepared by the Ministry of the Environment, Conservation and Parks. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Carried. Resolution 110-22. Moved by Councillor McGrath, seconded by Councillor Sales. The Council approved the purchase of 2022 Schreiber Discovery Center merchandise from Custom Drinkware in the amount of $871.23, including shipping and applicable taxes. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Carried. Resolution 111-22, moved by Councillor McGrath, seconded by Councillor Stefuric. The Council approved the purchase of 2022 Schreiber Discovery Center merchandise from Vista Print in the amount of $3,038.37, including shipping and applicable taxes. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Carried. Resolution 112-22, moved by Councillor Sales, seconded by Councillor Stefuric. The Council approved the purchase of 2022 Schreiber Discovery Center merchandise from 4Imprint Canada in the amount of $1,396.30, including shipping and applicable taxes. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Carried. Resolution 113-22, moved by Councillor Stefurek, seconded by Councillor McGrath, that council approve the purchase of 2022 Schreiber Discovery Center merchandise from Deluxe Canada in the amount of $601.65, including shipping and applicable taxes. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. (114-22), moved by Councillor McGrath, seconded by Councillor Sales. The council approved the purchase of 2022 Schreiber Discovery Center merchandise from Puce Creek Hobby Distributors in the amount of $1,161.34, including shipping and applicable taxes. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Carried. Resolution 115-22, moved by Councillor McGrath, seconded by Councillor Stefurek, that council approve the quotation from Shout Media in the amount of $3,647.08, including shipping and applicable taxes for Schreiber brochure, Schreiber Discovery Center brochure, and doing business in Schreiber booklet printing. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. That was 115.
Yep.
Resolution 116-22, moved by Councillor Stefurek, seconded by Councillor Sales. The council approved the quotation from Superior Display and Distribution in the amount of $1,280 plus applicable taxes for the distribution of Schreiber and Schreiber Discovery Center brochures. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 117-22, moved by Councillor Stefurek, seconded by Councillor McGrath. The council sponsor the Township of Terrace Bay 75th anniversary celebrations in the amount of $250. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. No accounts for payment, no unfinished business, so we go on to other business. Resolution 118-22, moved by Councillor Stefurek, seconded by Councillor Sales, that bylaw 22-2022 being a bylaw to authorize the sale of lands 127 Manitoba Street, Plan 826, Section 3, Lot 22 to 24 to Robert Lapino, be given first, second, third, and final reading and enacted. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. That is the Old Town Garage. Okay, we'll move on to the committee of the whole portion of the meeting. We'll start department reports and committee/board minutes. First up, Director of Operations report, status update.
How's our water now?
We're much better position now. I'm having a meeting with Aqua tomorrow. I'll get final numbers, but we're looking good.
Looking good.
And Aqua, I see Aqua has hired a third person, or
Yes.
I shouldn't say it.
Yes, they have. The issue is finding them a place to live. As soon as that hurdle is accomplished, then he'll be moving in to the area.
Okay, great. Any other questions for Tammy under number one?
Pigeon control. It looks like it's working. What
Yeah.
do they do? What do they? I don't want to get into the details, but so it seems to be working.
It's a new product that they tested in Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
The product is supposed to push the pigeons 7 kilometers out. So we strategically chose 5 locations through Schreiber. So hopefully we can push them right out of town, and it seems to be working. There's been very limited sightings since Toodaloo's been here.
Okay. Not at the Discovery Center.
Yep, we haven't seen any pigeons there since we did the treatment,
Nice.
but that was one of the locations that
Yeah.
we treated.
I've seen a bunch on Mary Street when I was driving home tonight.
On
Maybe
Mary
8 or
Street.
10 or something.
Oh, is
right
that
on
right?
the corner there, of Perry and Mary Street.
Okay,
Yeah.
Good
They're
to know.
picking up Beer Guthrie Road.
okay, good.
Yeah.
Seeing no other questions, the Director of Operations report, your Joint Health and Safety Committee.
There's a recommendation from Director of Operations that Council accept and adopt the revised Schreiber Joint Health and Safety Committee Terms of Reference.
Okay, guys, we have no problem with that, eh?
Nope. I like
Nope.
I like your Schedule A there, the building audit. That's good work.
Number 3, Director of Operations report, accessibility plan.
And upon review, recommendation from the Director of Operations that Council accept and adopt the revised Schreiber Multi-Year Accessibility Plan 2022.
Okay, that'll be,
Pardon me?
that'll be brought forward next meeting, or that's just, okay. Be good with that, guys?
Yeah.
What were barriers removed? What's behind that?
Let me just pull that up. What were barriers removed?
Yeah, maybe Tammy, you know, that's just what I'm reading here.
The accessibility plan ensures that all people with disabilities have access to all of our town facilities. So any barrier that would prevent them from gaining access or
Right.
using any of our facilities would be regarded as a barrier.
Yeah,
So things like tables were kind of in the way for wheelchairs to move around at the library. So those are barriers.
Yeah.
Installing, door openers, automatic door openers would be a form of removing a barrier,
yeah,
that sort of thing.
okay, thank you.
And the plan is pretty much here, especially Schedule A of the plan. The goal here is to identify the barriers, and it provides us a schedule to keep in track with regard to how well we're doing with, after we identify, resolving those barriers. So
Is there a mandate to, or a completion date mandated by the government to?
I believe 2025 is the completion
2025.
date to be all barriers removed.
Okay,
So it's important that we take steps every year to
so
achieve
we're
that,
doing-
so that it's financially able to achieve it.
So it will be complete by that date, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the target date on this one is for the barriers identified this year. So hopefully we'll have those rectified by September of this year.
Right.
typically how this is all addressed is we have an annual accessibility report we need to complete, and on that report it checks if we have completed each step, whether it's making sure our website is barrier free, or making sure that these plans or committee, for instance, is in place. So once we complete that year-end accessibility report, if there's any issues, that would be, recorded. And that's how the ministry would keep record of how we're doing with regards to accessibility compliance.
Okay, good job there, Tommy.
Yes.
Director of Operations report the surplus chairs.
Here's the recommendation from the Director of Operations that council surplus the folding chairs and trolleys on Gov Deals at an opening bid of $2,500.
I think we had conversation about this, that there'd be enough chairs left over for outside events too.
Yes, we would be using the old brown stacking chairs that we just removed from the rec hall. They're in much better shape, more sturdy, and the new chairs that the senior club just acquired for us out of their grant, those will stay in the rec hall, and the old brown ones would then be used for outdoor events.
So we got enough chairs for outside events and, okay.
Yep. Great.
Okay. And number 5, downtown revitalization project schedule. I see they're here today.
That's exactly on time, I guess, with the schedule. Right now they're working on asphalt and concrete removal. That's been initiated. The construction completion date right now is estimated to be at the end of August. It is a bit disappointing. I know that we were eager to get everything up and running before Heritage Days. And that's the current schedule that they've given us.
I'm hoping that's their worst case scenario.
Yeah, no kidding.
We'll see. We also want them to do a good job.
Yeah, that's true. What's going on at the cenotaph? I seen some guy digging around there pulling bricks or
No,
something.
they just put some fencing around it and they go right up. If I remember correctly, they're going right up to the cenotaph with new sidewalk.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's
correct.
probably what they were doing. And I believe they fenced off the monument.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The project area goes all the way to the cenotaph, so there'll be new sod and everything put there, along with new sidewalks.
No, I just kind of thought that they might be moving it,
No.
you know, putting it somewhere else. I don't know, Bob Kraus would be rolling over in his grave.
No,
They won't be moving it. It's,
No,
be
they'll be
new.
working around it.
be new public sidewalk and new sidewalk to the cenotaph and just a little bit of a different design around there.
Okay.
Not quite sure of all the trees and shrubs and that, but be kind of some work in there, that area.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
good. Okay, Recreation Program or Heritage Days 2022 budget update.
Again, this was just the updated budget as requested.
Yeah. Number 7, Recreation Programmer Report, the sensational hot rods. That was,
Scheduled for July 23rd during Heritage Days. Anticipated surplus, if it goes well, they're estimating at 1,200. If it does not, the total cost is anticipated to be a loss at 3,500.
I think everybody likes the hot rods, right?
yeah. I think
it'll be well.
I think it'll be successful.
There's quite a reserve fund there as we speak.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't think, we'll be okay there.
No, I think we're okay there. Number 8, Recreation Programmer Report, the Canada Day Report.
So Friday, July 1st, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Soapbox Derby, bingo, cake, senior center will be at the barbecue. It's supposed to cost us about $1,500 to make this event happen.
So we're okay with,
I think Canada Day is pretty important. And, yeah, I think our community would like to see something going on in Canada Day. So that's,
okay. Number 9, Bylaw Officer Report.
the only thing I seen there was, investigation of pigeons gathering. That's under feeding wildlife violations.
And this was in April, right? So,
Yeah, so that's no longer an issue.
hopefully we'll keep an eye out, and
Yeah.
if we need to do another round with Toodaloo, we'll get to it.
Yeah, and there is a bylaw that people aren't not to feed
Yes.
wildlife.
Yeah.
Correct. So, yeah.
I think that came into effect somewhere around mid-April or so.
Yeah.
Either mid-April or the end of April.
End of April, I believe.
End of April. Okay.
So it should take care of itself with the help of Toodaloo.
Yeah. Okay, number 10, Senior Program Coordinator Report, April.
Okay.
And number 11, Schreiber Senior Center Committee meeting minutes. You're gonna,
Yeah, I'll just touch base on this. Bingo will resume in June. Cherry yoga is ongoing. Pickleball, they hope to get that going again. Swedish weaving is well attended. The pool table has been recalibrated and is ready for use. And the senior center also has COVID testing kits available to any committee, any members that need these kits are available. And the spring fling that happened on May 6th. That was well attended. We were all there, or some of us were there. It was well attended. So our membership now is up to 346. So we're gaining ground all the time. And with the minutes, a lot of the same things were covered in the minutes here. Sewing 101 is on hold right now. Some of the programs that are still suspended, birthday celebrations, senior and baby walking lunches are still on hold, but we hope to have one of them during Heritage Days, I believe. Yeah, so Thursday, July 21st would be barbecue. Barbecues are ongoing, so the Marigold, we're going to try to get to Vanderwees and get some pricing on and availability of marigolds, which has been a huge success in our community. And the committee has a full agenda during Heritage Days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday. Committee will be active on those days, so busy.
yeah. All right, wait till the barbecues start. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is beautification committee meeting. We had our first meeting just last week. We're gonna get started this weekend, I believe it is. Can't remember the exact date. We're going to take the planters off the highway side over at the cemetery, and we're going to space them. We're still going to use them all, but we're going to space them out along Erie Street and Quebec Street. Just too hard to keep watering over along the highway side because there's no water line over that way, and so we're doing that, and that shouldn't be too much of a problem. I took a walk around there a couple days ago, and I got 10 in the back of my vehicle that were already ripped off or knocked off from snow or whatever and fallen off. So there's only about 5 or 6, so that's just a matter of figuring out the spacing and putting the new ones up. Cleaning out some of the old flower beds, we have to do that yet, and we do have some hanging baskets coming in, 13 of them I believe. We're going to get new hangers. We're going to be going on some of the poles around town, but we're not going to be going as high. With the other hangers, they were too high, and it was just impossible to water. Then we got some extra Christmas tree lights, and so it was suggested that we put them over by the Cenotaph Park, and we were thinking the back 3 trees, or I think it's 3 trees by the corner, the back corner by Filane's there. We have a guy to put them up already in a bucket truck when he has some downtime. But we also gotta see where they barricaded off for their splash pad project too, so we might not be able to get in there until after they leave, so. I think that was it. Oh, and we had some discussion about the cross at the cemetery, and I talked with Tammy, and the crews are gonna lower that and water blast it and repaint the cross over the cemetery and put it back up.
Yeah, good.
So that's all good in. And somebody had brought up a discussion about composting, and I'm not sure if the town has put it. I know nobody's talked to me about it, but other than the committee, about doing some composting in town or just out of town, or it'd be a way of. So I mean, we got to have discussion about that one of these days.
I did talk with John about it with regard to the Terrace Bay landfill, and he suggested that that's not a possibility at the moment, but I could touch base with him to get more information on that.
Okay.
If you'd like.
Sure, that'd be great.
Especially the reasons why, and I don't know. There's a lot of
Yeah.
rules and all regarding that the landfill, right? So.
And then there's a discussion, I still haven't had the discussion. We were under the understanding we were going to be getting $1,000 annually for the beautification committee, just to put it into our slush fund.
Mm-hmm.
And all that, and so I still haven't talked to Marlene about that yet. And that was it. That's it in a nutshell. So I believe the hanging baskets are coming around the middle of June was the last quote we got, and then we'll I guess fix up the cemetery, clean out all the flower beds that we got around town, and then we'll do an estimate, and we'll decide what flowers we're going to do, and go up one weekend, probably the middle of June, and we don't like to plant them before the first full moon in June. So
Yeah. It's always a June frost sometime.
it's going to miss us one of these years.
So they
I
say.
just don't know which one. So number 13, Schreiber Water and Wastewater Treatment Systems Report. Nothing jumped out at me.
No, this one was good.
Usually if something's there that you highlight it anyway, eh,
Yeah.
Tammy?
Yeah, there was nothing that popped out this
Yeah,
time.
nothing. Okay, so that's that report. So we'll move into question period.
Again, if there's any questions, send it to info@schreiber.ca. We're looking again at moving the question period to the beginning of the meeting. That would require the amendment to our procedural bylaw, and we're anticipating that to happen in June.
Okay, thanks for that. And there's no questions, you said, so we'll move on to communications. And number 2.
That's an open house on Thursday.
Thursday night at 7. So I guess I'll see everybody there.
I'll be there.
Okay. It's the North Shore Harvest covered the food bank. Appreciation open house.
Yeah.
Hope to see people out. Okay, number 3. Lake Superior Prom Committee. Did everybody see the letter?
Yes. Did we have a request, similar request last year on this?
Yep.
And we decided that it wasn't, we didn't allow it?
No, we did. It was,
In December, that one?
When, was it the same, like, the graduation, was it a graduation event?
I
last
believe
year?
so. Wasn't that the one you were requesting for the?
I think that was in December, and we want the chaperones, right?
The chaperones, right?
Yeah, that was the thing that we talked about last time, I believe, was who's gonna,
Right.
you know, look after
So,
everything.
I mean, they filled out the application.
Yeah,
And it's just the one large side they want, right? So,
so if they can,
pending
chaperones,
pending their list of chaperones,
Yeah.
everybody's okay with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we could talk them into a couple of volunteer hours this summer during Heritage Days.
Yeah, we
Just
could.
throwing that out there. We could just make a verbal request. If any summer students are looking for community hours, then we're looking for volunteers for Heritage Days.
For sure.
Yeah. So.
Okay, we're basically okay with it. We just want to see who's
The list of chaperones. Yeah.
who's the chaperones. Okay, nobody else got anything else with the other ones, so we, no unfinished business, other business. Grant and aid application for the Barry Grant, Tracy Berry artwork, the Nest Studio. Any discussion on that?
now, did we have any other grant and aid applications this year?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think this bursary was the only other one. What I can remember.
talk to us when, Nathan?
Well, it's the first time, right, this request is coming through.
Yeah, it's well documented it's a pretty detailed application, so.
I mean, in terms of consideration, right, with regard to terrace, we tend to do a match with regard to funding, so it breaks net, whatever they provide to us, we
Yeah.
provide to them. We have provided grant and aids for the golf course. That's one that we did that was
Yeah.
outside the community.
So does it meet the criteria, in your opinion? Will it benefit our community? This is a Schreiber resident that's taking the lead on this. I think it'll draw in some people to our area.
That tends to be what you say, draw for a lot of these activities. It's anyone is going to Rossport for anything, we're bound to get some inflow of visitors as well.
Yeah, for any for any restaurants, they would have to come to Schreiber, or they'd have to visit our community, or I don't think there's really anything in Rossport.
That's a 3-day event. Like how many people do you think that would be involved in that would be from Schreiber?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would say very few. But
You would say very few.
I could be off on that. I don't know. No idea. Wouldn't that be something that the local services board could be looking after? Or the Rossport Local Services Board?
As far as providing
This application.
aid, grant,
Yeah.
funding, I don't think they have that power to do that.
No?
No.
Well, you'd think they would, but.
Doug?
I didn't really think too much about it, but kind of in agreement with Doug, is it gonna benefit this community?
Yeah, well, that's the question. Is it is it gonna
I
benefit
mean,
our
we're not
community?
talking Woodstock here.
No.
It's a difficult, right, decision when it comes to the mandate of your, grant and aid, and
Well, that's why I asked, does it meet the criteria?
taking the time to provide their response and how they think it meets it, right? But there is always going to be a benefit to the residents here for something that happens nearby. It really comes down to determining the mandate for that grant and aid and how strictly you want to interpret its benefit being correlated directly to Schreiber.
Yeah, I think the monetary value here is pretty high. I mean, so.
Like that's something that the municipality could apply for. Is that really what's behind all this? Like, Schreiber can apply for this grant and application because the village of Rossmore cannot do that?
No, they
could.
could do that, yeah. They have the ability to apply for funding through the LSP. They would have the ability to do that.
Yeah. Well,
Like if there's any grants available for this type of endeavor, you'd have to find some, you'd have to find the funding for one thing, or if there's any grants. So, what would be an example? Well, the golf club would be one example of grant need. What would be? Do we have any other examples?
I believe the golf club is the only recent one that comes to my mind for something outside of the community. Otherwise, it's been typically, again, charitable organizations
Yeah.
or not-for-profits or
Yeah.
some local.
but you're also talking a facility that's primarily utilized by the residents of primarily Terrace Bay and Schreiber.
Yep.
But the idea of the granted aid is more for a charitable endeavor. That's the idea behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean, seeing the year we've had so far, I mean,
yeah.
I would kind of shy away from it this year.
Yeah. I would say if that was the past application of grant aid was for charity work, then
I mean,
this may not.
I don't know if there's anything we can do in kind, but
Yeah.
okay, well, I would say then, that would be a no then. So that's going to bring us to the end of the, we have to go back into in camera, so resolution 119-22. Moved by Councillor Sales, seconded by Councillor McGrath, that the closed meeting resume at this time. All those in favor?